With this implement bestowed from the holy office of the Christ, I now declare it the intention of the Om Banda Ashram for Compassion and Strength, the Om Banda New Earth Ashram, to create the platform to receive the consciousness of the Christ and elevate all lower dimensional frequencies to the highest dimensions attainable. And so it is. This video offering from the Om Banda New Earth Ashram for Compassion and Strength and Dimensional Elevation is designed to help you move easily from the noise and confusion of the third dimension into your living light body of the fifth dimension. To understand and experience life in the fifth dimension, however, it is important first to understand what the third and fourth dimensional games are and how they affect your present experience. With some basic information about what dimensions are, everyone has the ability to evolve their consciousness and move gracefully and joyfully into these higher vibrational realms. You see, esteemed viewer, dimensions are states of consciousness that are available to anyone who vibrates in resonance with the specific frequencies inherent within each dimension. You could think of each dimension as a box or game with a unique set of rules as to what is and is not possible to experience within that dimension. These dimensions each have their own characteristics and ways of thinking, feeling, and interacting. They also each have unique structures and qualities and aspects that contain a variety of experiences. Without a clear definition of what experiences are possible within each dimension, it becomes difficult to move around comfortably, let alone master your life. By knowing the differences between the third, fourth, and fifth dimensions, you can deliberately choose to live the life you wish to live, rather than simply reacting to the life that shows up on your doorstep each morning. Dear esteemed, honorable, noble, and most notable viewer, as in you have been noted in the Book of Life, the third dimensional box is just that. It's the objects that surround you, that we perceive with our imperfect five physical senses. The objects that surround you are not the third dimension per se, in and of themselves. The third dimension is a state of consciousness. It is the frequency, the rate of vibration of our perception. The objects in the environment that surround us, trees, cars, people, chairs, are all aspects of form. This earth is made of form. However, form and the third dimension are not the same. Although form is part of the game, form has shape, mass, texture, and weight, and it is the result of density. Form exists in the third, fourth, and the fifth dimensions. Form is what allows you to move around in the game having experiences. Form is the staging, the props, and backdrop that allow you, as the lead actor, to experience the fullness of the play you call my life in your physical form. Our thoughts and our emotions are also aspects of form. Although they do not appear to have physical density, the thoughts you think and the emotions produced as a response to your thoughts are experienced as form. Heavy, or ugly thoughts produce a dense response or emotion. Light, airy, beautiful thoughts produce a very different feeling or response. For example, if you accept someone's opinion that you've done something wrong or are blamed for something, you might find yourself walking around with a heavy, uncomfortable feeling of guilt or self-blame. That ugly, dense feeling of guilt is called a thought form. How you choose to observe and hold that thought form influences your state of mind, your emotions, and even your physical health. It determines how successfully or unsuccessfully you create your life. Most of us have been playing this third-dimensional game over the course of many lifetimes. As a result, we tend to think it's the only game available to us. Nothing could be further from the truth. The third dimension is a box of rigid, inflexible beliefs. It is very dense and operates within a specific set of rules and structures that solidly hold many thoughts and emotions in a fixed reactionary state. We have access to the third, fourth, and fifth dimensions simultaneously. However, due to our habits and rigid beliefs, most of us never recognize that we have the opportunity to choose differently. We stay in the third dimension by unconscious default. Think about that, how most of our behavior is essentially by habit. That we tend to react rather than act. That we tend to be a consumer rather than a creator. The third dimensional box is structured in duality, linear time and separation. That is what the frequency fence of the negative Anunnaki, the digital matrix, the artificial intelligence hive mind has exploited. It is our rational mind that keeps this engaged, though. It is our rational ego mind that is activated and continuously stimulated and exploited. Everything is conditional. And choice, your choice, does not exist in the third dimension. The third dimension is a reactionary state of either this or that. Much more becomes available when we recognize our fourth dimensional state of choice in present time. But until then, the third dimension is our only choice. The reactionary nature of the third dimension also produces another condition of the third dimension, which is known as fear. Fear tends to distort. Fear. In our spiritual quest to fully explore all that is in this fallen state of consciousness, we went deeper and deeper into density, choosing to incarnate many times upon the earth to experience who we truly are and what living life is all about. We as enthusiastic spirits wanted to know and to experience everything possible, and we still do today. To maximize our third dimensional experience and to get an even bigger sense of our individuality within this third dimension, we chose to forget the higher aspects of ourselves. As a consequence of this limited perspective and perceived sense of separation, we lost our way. And, like abandoned children, we began to experience the energy called fear. This state of fear created further rigidity and limitations, such as doubt, anxiety, uncertainty, and self-judgment, making it more difficult for us to move freely and comfortably through life. As we continued to explore and play in this rigid third dimension, we began to take on many uncomfortable attributes, including disease, victimhood, guilt, loneliness, lack, and resistance. As odd as this may sound, you chose to do and experience this. And in spite of what you may think today, when you look in the mirror, you have been very successful at playing this third-dimensional game. You see, dear viewer, fear is the most powerful emotionally charged thought of all. It is cohesive, sticky, solid, and very popular in the third dimension. Fear is by far the densest thought form, and it can sneak into every aspect of living. Thoughts of fear are supercharged with emotion, and these emotion-packed thoughts are like powerful magnets. They transmit signals to the universe, and the universe, remember the law of attraction. This is Light Alchemy course, after all, you must keep notes. Remember the law of attraction. Because this fear, thoughts of fear are supercharged with emotion. Your thoughts that you think are electricity. Your emotions are magnetized energy. And when they couple, it is a very powerful, emotional, universal, energetic force. And that is what the law of attraction outlines, explains. So, they transmit signals to the universe, and the universe, remember, responds. It works on the very laws of attraction. It automatically responds, the universe does. If fear is an aspect within your point of attention and in your belief system, it will unquestionably hold you in a very uncomfortable third-dimensional reality. You will not be able to move into the higher realms of consciousness until you change those magnetic attention points. Becoming conscious of your fearful and destructive thoughts and feelings will disrupt the hold they have over you and disrupt the vortex of the third dimension. Unconscious beliefs and repetitive habits will begin to release so that the new choices can become available to you. Fear becomes simply another choice and not an automatic fixed result. Many people who cling to fear have created a default system or a structure that gives them a false sense of security. For example, they may believe they will be safe if they just go inside their home and close the door after they heard 50 gunshots just right outside in the woods. No, that is not what a fully realized, activated child of God does. That child of God goes out into the woods, much like a hero of old, and dispels all fear, raises that fearful location of that particular part of the digital matrix up into the fallen state of that particular part of the digital matrix by their very presence, by the very light quotients within their God consciousness, raises that vibration of that fearful location where that evil had been committed and raises it up into the holy gates of heaven upon earth. And this reaction has closed down our ability to expand and grow and remerge with our soul and remember our higher selves. Too many humans have stopped living their passion as they argue for their limitations within a web of fear. Dear esteemed viewer, here at the Om Banda New Earth Ashram, we are committed to the higher realms, the higher dimensions, and committed to combating fear in all its applications with the holy sword and the holy office of Michael and the Christ energies upon this earth. We do commence our battle against evil. If you want to be in this battle against evil, please hit the subscribe button, leave this video a thumbs up, and continue to raise your vibrations, because after all, it is our consciousness that is the true sword, the true weapon of this battle. Our frequencies and our consciousness and the thoughts that we think are the very, very weapons that we use to dismantle the third dimension forever and for eternity. Wait, that is forever. Anyway, hit the subscribe button. Stay tuned for further information, disseminations, and video offerings from the Om Banda New Earth Ashram for compassion and strength.
Namaste. Namaskaram.